Hello. Hi. This is like the weirdest time to record a video ever, but I'm going to record it now anyway. It's just occurred to me that it's really weird, like because my followers in here get to see just I don't know the progression in terms of weight on me, because like obviously now I've gained like a ridiculous amount of weight. Hey, who cares? Um, So this is going to be what not to say to people with an eating disorder part 2. There are so many things to say. I might even make a part 3 one day. There's so many things, but when I did make the first one, I did realise that there were more things I wanted to add, so I'm finally adding it. And I'm quite busy now. I'm going back to uni tomorrow, and I haven't started packing. Yeah, I know. Don't give me that look. It's awful. I know it's awful. So I'm just gonna read off my list, which I just put on my phone, and these are a mixture of things that have been said to me and have been said to other people with EDs that just are really counterproductive and actually really hurtful. And interestingly enough, they're always said from a place of caring. I've had like some of my closest friends say this to me, and I feel like, if your friend has been diagnosed with something, the first thing you should do is actually ask them how you can help. And the second thing that you really need to do, and these are equally important, is research it. Because I feel like some of my friends who'd researched what not to say to people with an eating disorder, they would have, chosen what they've said more carefully. Okay, so the first one I've got is try not, no, why don't you try to eat in moderation? This is my least favourite one, and it's coming from a place of care, but when you think about it, it's the most stupid thing you can say to somebody with an eating disorder. A person who has an eating disorder cannot eat in moderation. That is why they have the eating disorder. Like, it doesn't make sense in any, like, if they were eating in moderation, so normally they wouldn't have an eating disorder. So it's really, I don't know, it's just such a stupid thing to say. Like, oh, it's just so funny. Like, I remember once when I was at uni and I Skyped one of my friends and I told her about this, and I was like, I just feel so out of control. Like, I haven't eaten for the past month, but I feel really dizzy. But I know if I do eat, I'm gonna binge and it's gonna be awful. And she was like, well, all you really need to do is have 3 meals a day and exercise, and then you'll lose weight. I was like, I feel like, if your friend is telling you this, they don't necessarily want a solution because they probably know that there isn't one. Or, I mean, if you're going to offer a solution, like, it better be like some good PhD standard solution. Don't be chatting no. Eat in moderation because they physically can't. Like, they can't. It's a mental thing and they can't. I'm actually getting so passionate about this. They cannot. If they could, they would be like you. They would not have an eating disorder. If they weren't starving themselves or puking or overeating, that would be moderation. They can't do it. So just listen. When they're ranting about these things, just listen and try and provide decent help, i.e., telling them to go and get some help. Don't be telling them to eat in moderation because then they'll feel crappy. Like, if it was that easy, they're going to be like, why can't I do it? Why can't? And it's not their fault. They can't. Okay. Second one is praising weight loss. Yeah, especially like for me, like people people that know that I had an ED and I recovered seem to have taken this literally as though I have 100% recovered and like I have no, like, I don't ever want to go back to that, which isn't necessarily true because the whole point of an ED is that it's a coping mechanism. So obviously, if you're feeling a bit low or something, you might be like, oh, I kind of want to go back to this method of coping. So it's not like I don't ever miss it, and it doesn't help when I get people saying to me, you look like you've lost weight. Well done. I get that a lot from my gym buddy at uni, and she knows about my ED. I know she knows about it. And it's like, what are you doing? Why would you say that? And then also, um, my mum says a lot. She knows about the ED. I told her. I might make a separate video about how I told her, but I told her, and whenever I gain weight or lose weight, she will point it out to me. And I've had to be incredibly strong this summer not to slip back into tendencies because she is my biggest triggering factor. She'll literally just look at me and be like, oh, you've lost weight, be careful, try, or, you've lost weight now, you look really good now, try not to gain any more. She's actually said that to me like 2 weeks ago, and it's like the biggest trigger. of my life. Just saying. So don't praise weight loss. Just don't. It's not. Like when you tell me I look better or congratulate me for losing weight, you're just kind of getting me back into that eating mentality. So don't. Oh, third one. Oh my goodness. Don't fat shame yourself. Now this sounds really weird because I'm saying things not to say to people with an ED, but this also counts as things not to say around people with an ED, because I'm going to use my gym buddy as an example again. She's constantly fat shaming herself, and it's awful because in my mind she's skinnier than me, and so the fact that she's fat shaming herself just makes me feel like really obese, and it's awful. And she's just always like, oh, I've gained so much weight, oh, I'm so fat, oh, I just ate this pizza, I need to go to the gym now. And it's not, I mean, I get that you can feel that way, and that's totally fine, but I would suggest venting it to anybody but someone that you know has or had an eating disorder. Number 4, I think, discussing calories and weight loss. All of my really, really close friends know about my eating disorder, and we went out for dinner or something. We had like this murder mystery thing, and then they were discussing about how one of the girls in our group, and she is skinny, how she was really, really skinny, and they were talking about food, and then they were asking about how many calories are in something, and it's like my brain was an overload because I've memorized the caloric intake for everything, and I wanted to get involved, but it was just like, just stop. Just stop. The last thing you want somebody with an eating disorder doing is counting calories and thinking about fat intake and weight loss, and it's awful, and I hate it, and it's triggering, and guys just need to, I don't know, I find it really weird. I'm surprised how my closer friends haven't picked up on how silent I go when they start talking about this, and they haven't picked up on how stupid a topic it really is to talk about. I know I sound really, really harsh, but it's true. And when I say discussing calories and weight loss, this includes celebrities, because there is a whole, because people tend to do this really hypocritical thing where they're all like, ugh, the media, oh, they discuss weight loss all the time, and it's really bad, and they're giving us a bad image. And then what do the same people in that society do when a celebrity loses or gains weight? Oh my gosh, she's gained so weight. Oh, she's lost so much weight. Oh, if only I had the body of insert random celebrity here. And you're perpetuating it, and you're not helping. So stop. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Number 5, negative comments about somebody else's body, and this is coming straight back to my gym partner. She knows about ED, and there's this girl that she really, really doesn't like. They used to be friends, and they had this fight, and this girl is, I wouldn't say fat, but I would call very few people fat, but I wouldn't say fat, I would say she's just a bit large, and I don't have a problem with it, like, but because my gym partner really doesn't like this girl, it's become one of those things that she sort of just like picks on, and I don't, the thing is, she can bitch about this girl all she wants, whatever, they have their own thing, but when it becomes about body, I just want to throw up a little bit. Like, she will just, no pun intended, she will just, she'll be walking around and she'll be like, ugh, look at her walking away with that fat ass jiggling, or she'll say something really harsh, and the thing is, it's not, I'm not getting upset from a moral standpoint, like, oh, you shouldn't say that. I'm getting upset from the, I genuinely feel awful when she says that about her, because then I'm like, what is she saying about me? Like, I don't know, it just makes me think like she notices other people's weight, so she's noticing my weight, and she's noticing if I gain 2 pounds, or I lose 5 pounds, or if I maintain it. I can't really describe how awful it is to have a friend that comments on other people's bodies as someone who once had an eating disorder, or as someone who's in recovery for one, or someone who has one. Don't do it. Please don't do it. You might think that. The thing is, if, for example, your friend was anorexic and she was like awfully underweight and stuff, and then you were bitching about this girl that was clearly very, very obese, like medically obese, you might think it's okay because obviously, in your friend's eyes, they are tiny, they're like matchstick tiny, and so obviously, when you're taking the piss out of this obese person, you're not taking the piss out of them, but that's not what they're thinking. That person is, that your anorexic friend is horrified and mortified because in their eyes they are that big, and now they think that all those comments you've said applies to them. Even if they don't think you're talking behind their back, they think you think that about them. That's how I feel, and it's awful, and people just need to stop. Just stop, please. For the love of all things good and green, stop, because it kills people. Okay. Oh, yeah, number 6. You're not skinny or curvy. This comes back to what I said last video. Don't tell somebody they're not skinny but they're curvy, because I get that all the time. And I know it's because I'm not skinny, but that's not the point. People will say, oh, you're not, because I'll be like, I'm really fat, and they'll say, you're not fat. And they'll then find the need to continue with, you're not skinny either, you're just curvy, and that's really nice. And it's like, stop. Reverse yourself. Just no. Why? Because anything other than you're really skinny is just a bad thing in the ED mentality. And you shouldn't be telling them they're skinny. You should just not be commenting on their body at all. But curvy to me equals fat, and that's bad, because I see girls that are really curvy and they're gorgeous. And then I see myself and I'm like, ew. So, you know. Oh my goodness, the worst one. Every time I go on a new diet or I go to the gym, I get, but boys don't like it anyway. This is the most stupid thing ever. I'm not even going to go into it. But basically, an eating disorder doesn't care about boys. Your friend is probably not starving themselves for a boy. I mean, I get there's sometimes the element, for sometimes when I starve myself, I was like, oh yeah, I might be more attractive now or liked more, but that already came from a place of inner hatred, and then that the other people liking me or even boys liking me was an extra element. Oh my goodness, an eating disorder is a mental freaking illness. Can you physically just not mention boys? It's the most stupid and most pointless thing ever. I don't care. I do not care. Oh my goodness, do you know how many people with eating disorders have boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff? Right? Yeah. So, does it matter? Their boyfriend can tell them they love them. They have their boyfriend. But it's about self-perception. It's an illness that is about self-perception. It doesn't care about anyone else. It will ruin your relationship with anyone. And it is not, I repeat, not because of a boy. I can promise you that. Right now, it has nothing to do with boys. So, seriously, if you're going around saying that, it doesn't matter, boys like curvy girls, real boys like curves, nobody gives a crap. Stop, please, because it's quite ignorant. I know this video is kind of turned into a rant. It wasn't meant to be a rant, but I've just realised the list of things in here are just things that really should be common sense, but I guess they're not, because if you don't have one, you wouldn't know. So yeah, I'm sorry this became a rant. I'm just trying to get people to see the truth about EDs and things. Okay, I do love you all. I'm sorry. Lots of love. Bye.